Hello students, this video is for chapter 4 history part 3, beginning of farming and herding. In this video we are going to discuss about tribes, features of tribal lives. In this we have Daujali heading, that is inside the subcontinent, and Mehergarh, which is inside the subcontinent, and Catalhuyuk, which is outside the subcontinent. So we will read about some of these Neolithic sites. So these are some of the topics which we are going to cover in this video. So here is our first topic, tribes. As we already discussed, to understand the life of Neolithic period, we can study the life of tribes, today's tribes. Now, a group of families which is related to one another and living together in small villages or settlements form a tribe. Now, generally what happens, 2 or 3 generations live together in a tribe. Like grandparents, parents and grandchildren. So, these kind of 2 or 3 generations live together in a tribe. Here you can see a picture of tribes in India. Now we will discuss about features of tribal lives. Now the tribal people, they adopt occupations like gathering, hunting, herding, fishing and farming. These are some of the occupations which are adopted by tribal people for their livelihood. Now, agricultural work also done by the tribal people for their livelihood. In that agricultural work, there is division of work. Now, the women used to prepare the grounds for agriculture. They also show the seed. They take care of growing plants. They harvest grains. So these are some of the things, some of the works which is done by the women. Now the men, they herd animals and they search for pastures. So this is the work done by the men. Now children look after plants and drive away stray animals and birds which can harm the crops. So this work is done by children. Now there are some works which is done by men and women together, that is maintenance of animals and milking of animals. That is done by men and women. Also men and women together make baskets, pots, tools, huts. So this is the division of work in the tribal lives. Now the tribal people, they have their own language, they have their own music, they have their own stories, own paintings. Also, they have their own god and goddesses. And this is actually the part of their rich and unique cultural tradition. Now, there are some men in the group who regarded as leaders. Now, these leaders are regarded by the tribal people. because their inherent qualities, because they have some special qualities, and because of that they are regarded as the leader of the group. And those qualities can be they can be old and experienced, they can be priest or young. Now they can be brave warriors. So these are some of the qualities which makes the leader. Now land, forest, grasslands, water and their uses are regarded as the wealth by the entire tribe. Actually they do not take money as the wealth, they take land, forest, grasslands, water as their wealth. Also, these things, this wealth is shared by all men together, all people together. Rich and poor, they live in harmony without any differences. There is no such sharp difference among them, and their wealth is the natural things, natural resources are their wealth, because their life is totally depend on the natural resources. So these natural resources are the wealth of the tribal people, and that is shared by everyone. And like this, rich and poor, everyone lives in harmony. Now here we will discuss about Neolithic sites. So here we have a site, Dowjali Heading, which is inside our subcontinent. It is actually located on the hills near the Brahmaputra Valley. Also, it is close to the route that leads to China and Myanmar. Now some of the stone tools like mortars and pestles were found in this place by the scholars. Also, this stone tool shows that the people who inhabited in this area, who lived in this area, probably used to grow grains and prepare food from it. Then only they were using the mortars and pestles, right? Other findings of that place also include jadeit, which is a stone, and this may have been brought from China. Now some of the tools made of fossil wood, uh, ancient woods. Fossil wood is actually ancient wood that has hardened into stone. Now that fossil wood and pottery were also found in these places. Now here you can see a map of Neolithic site, and in this we have already read about Burjahom, which is on the top. So you can see Burjahom. About this place we have read in this chapter. Also you can see Dowjali Heading, which is in the east. We just read about Dowjali Heading. So this is the Neolithic site. And also we will learn about Mehergarh, which is now in the Pakistan, which is in the west side, you can see. Now next, Mehergarh. Mehergarh is also inside the subcontinent, but now it is located in the Pakistan, but it is inside the subcontinent. Now it is located in the fertile plain. It is near the Bolan Pass. It is one of the most important routes to Iran. Also, it is one of the earliest village that we know. Mehergarh is the one of the earliest village which we know. Also, the Mehergarh probably is the first place, one of the first places where people learnt how to grow wheat and barley. Also, uh, the people learned how to rear goats and sheep for the first time. So you can see the Mehergarh is very important Neolithic site. One of the earliest village which we know, and it is the first place, probably it is the first place where people learned to grow wheat and barley. Also the first time the people rear goat and sheep. So you can see the importance of this place. Now on the excavation at the earliest level of the site, when archaeologists were executing the place, in the earliest level, the evidences of many kinds of animal bones were revealed. Now these bones were of wild animals like deer and pig. Also, in later level, in the first level, the bones of wild animals were found, which was deer and pig. Now in the next level, later levels, more bones of the sheep and goats were found. So we will also discuss about the excavation, how the archaeologists excavate the places, so that we can better understand how the labels are there and how the bones were found on the labels. So in the first level, deer and wild animals were found, deer and pig, and in later levels, animals like sheep and goats were found. Also, in later levels, finding of cattle bones were most common, and the conclusion which comes after this study is that this was the animal that was generally kept by the people, which were found in the later excavation. Those animals were generally kept by the people. Remains of square and rectangular houses were found, which usually were having 4 or more compartments, and some of these may have been used for storage. So you can see the houses which were found, which were in rectangular and square shape, and each were having 4 or more compartments, and basically they were used for, some of them were used for storage also. Now several burial sites were found there, and also goat were buried along dead people. Now when a person died, that time his relatives and friends, they normally paid their respect to him, because the people used to think there is life after the death. After death we have life. So they used to look after them, look after the dead people. Now, there were several burial sites were found in the Mehergarh, and in that there was one instance where the goat was buried with the dead person, and probably this goat was buried in the mean of food. This was buried with the person uh, in the mean of food, like a food, so that that person can have that in his life after the death, in the next world where he is gone after the death. So this was a belief of the early people, if you see. Now we have the site Cattle Huyuk, and it is not in our subcontinent, it is outside the subcontinent. Now this Cattle Huyuk is one of the most famous Neolithic site in Turkey. Now things like flint is a kind of stone, cowries and shells have been found at the site, which may have been used in settlements. These things were used in the settlements, and these things probably brought from great distance, like Syria, the Red Sea, and the Mediterranean Sea. So these things were brought from these places, which is having a great distance from Catalunya. Now at that time there was no cart, so these things were carried on the backs of pack animals, or people themselves carried these things and brought it from such a long distance. Here we have a map of Turkey. You can see Turkey and Cattle Huyuk, and you can also see the Syria at the bottom. Now you can imagine also Mediterranean Sea you can see in the map, and you can see the difference among them. What is the difference? How huge difference these places are having. How people have brought these things on their backs and walked for such long distances, or the pack they have brought it on the back of pack animals. Then also it would have carried so many days to travel and bring these things. So you can see in the early time it was very difficult to travel long distances, and how people have done that time. Here you can see the picture of Cattle Huyuk. This is a settlement of Cattle Huyuk. Here you can see a pot with faces. How beautifully they have made this pot, which is having a face. So you can see their art and sculpture was also done. Now as we discussed how the archaeologists excavate the site. So the archaeologists, when they excavate a site, they have layers or levels. When they are working on the soil, they are digging up the soil, they are levels. Now how they find the labels, early label and later one. Now here you can see a picture, labels of site. Upper one is 1, after that 2, after that 3, and after that we have 4. Now the fourth label is the earliest, and the first label is the latest. How? Now assume that people first started living at the fourth layer. Earlier the land was flat, there was flat land, and the people started living there. Okay, so after period of time, slowly and gradually the surface rose. How it rose? Because when people were living on the fourth layer, they used to discard waste materials, right? They used to construct the homes, right? So that, like this, the area was rising, right? And after some centuries, this led to formation of a mound. So like this, when fourth layer was when the layer was rose, after that again people built on the same place, they lived there, they discarded the waste, again the area rose, and like this the land rose. So when the archaeologists, they excavate the site, at the top layer, at the first layer, they will find the latest one. Okay, when they will go deeper, they will find earlier than that. Then when they will excavate till third level, they will find before that the people were living. And when they will go to fourth level, they will find the earliest people, earliest evidences, right? So like this, the excavation is done of a site. I hope you all understood all the topics taught in this video. Thank you.